I'm sorry, I don't speak Russian, and I hope that you will be able to follow my presentation more than I was able to follow the presentations which were before. My part is about mobility, and the reason about mobility is because I'm mobile, right? I'm mobile, and we will talk about, or I will talk about networks which we as Extreme Networks can build, networks which we can manage, and the part of the presentation will be also live demo, so you will see the live experience, and you will see the live network, what we have, or what is prepared. Okay, so let's start with something which we can do, okay? And there are something like 5, let's say, bullets or topics which I believe that those are describing the network which we can build, okay? So the networks which we build, which we can do, are dynamic, predictable application delivery. What that means, that sounds very sales or marketing oriented, right? But if you think about the technical thing which is behind that, it's that the network must be dynamic. So wherever I am, I should have the same feeling, the same user experience, okay? If I'm a sales guy, my business critical application will be access to the CRM. If I'm a marketing person, my business critical application can be YouTube or LinkedIn. If I am a secretary, I will have different business critical applications. So what this topic is telling is that each user can have a set of business critical applications. And those business critical applications for that user will work on all circumstances. So if you have issue in the network is overloaded, there is a bottleneck somewhere in the network, my business critical application will work all the time. We can do that on wired, we can do that on wireless, we don't care. We can build such network. The network should be resilient and scalable. So let's talk about the scalability. So the smallest, let's say, license which we do have for such network, for such management, does give you a 500 end systems. So if I am the person like I am, so I have my tablet, I have my computer, I have a desk phone and smartphone, I use 4 devices in the network, right? So for something like 100 users, that's the smallest network which makes sense to build. That's the smallest license we have, okay? Regarding the scaling up, so let's say largest deployment which we have, it's in Europe, is 300,000 entities. 300,000 entities managed by our management system, okay? So that's the scalability. Of course, it is resilient by design, okay? So no single point of failure, high available, everything, everywhere. If there is some issue, load balancing, all those things works by design. Regarding another topic, easy, secure, and mobile. It must be easy for user to connect, okay? It is not easy if you need to wait 3 minutes to choose one of 100 SSIDs which is in the air. It's not something which we call easy. Regarding security, of course, we do support all the security standards. We do support more, no problem at all. Regarding mobile, we do support mobile devices, like I'm doing now. Okay, I can walk, I can do whatever I want. I can be mobile. We can give you the visibility, the evidence of each and every end system in your network. I do not care if it is wired or wireless. I do not care if the device is over the VPN or locally connected. I do not care if the device is physically connected to the network or the device is the virtual desktop somewhere in the data center. Okay? Each and every end system which is in the network, we can give you the evidence. We can give you the evidence about what is the IP address, what is the MAC address, what is the user, what is the host name, all attributes. I will talk next slide about that. If the network is from us, from Extreme Networks, the management can be unified. What it means, that there is a management platform called NetSite, okay? And this platform is able to manage, not just monitor, but really manage whole, wired, wireless, virtual, physical. What I mean by monitoring and managing. So for example, if you have a guest profile, so you'll connect to the network as a guest. If I want to change the behavior of the guest, I do that in the management platform once. And I send the setting to the network. Wired, wireless, I do not care. Okay? If the guest is connected over the wire and I will say no ping in the guest network, in the guest profile, I do not care if it is wired or wireless. So simply no ping. So I have a simple management for that. I will demonstrate it. Okay? Monitoring, you will see that. You will see that in the live example. And the reality is not just a dream, okay? Not just a dream, that's a reality what we built. So, what we do, why the network is special. So for each and every device which is connected to the network, for each and every end system, we gather something which we call a fingerprint, okay? So we gather something like 40 to 50 attributes for each and every end system. And based on those attributes, you can manage the network. So for example, we will give you the information about access type. So is it wireless or wired? What SSID? What access point? What physical port? What location? Okay? We give you the information about the device identity. So is it virtual or physical? So this one is Windows and running on Apple MacBook Air. What that means? Okay, this device has a virtual desktop. Okay? So Windows is in the data center and the user is using MacBook, for example. Okay? If you look at next one, location. We give you the information about location, where the user is. Wired, wireless, I don't care. Okay? Where the user is. And based on those aspects, each of them, we can create a rule. So we can define what will be the behavior for user on Apple MacBook at that location, at that time, what applications we will allow or not. Okay? So another thing which can be helpful is time of day. Okay? So for example, do I want to have a guest account in the network at Sunday 3 a.m. in the morning? Maybe yes, maybe not. We can consider that. Okay? We don't need to turn off the wireless on Friday evening and enable it on Monday morning. We can do that on the management side. So we don't need to change the air. We don't need to change the characteristics by disabling the SSID or disabling the radio. We can do that on management. So the network is predictable. Of course, a lot of devices do support 802.1x, the standard which was standardized in 2001, 15 years ago. Okay? We do support it, but not all devices do support that. You still have printers which do not support that, IP phones. Okay? Or if they support it, it's not easy to configure. So of course you can do the decision based on authentication. So maybe web portal authentication is more, and definitely it is, more secure than just MAC authentication. We can talk about the health status. Okay? So we can verify what is the health status of the device. So we can verify if the screensaver is enabled. We can modify, or we can verify if the device is jailbroken or rooted. Okay? We can talk to MDM, that was already mentioned by Kirill today. Even Boris was talking about that. So we can integrate with MDM solutions, for example. Okay? And we can get the information like this device is not compliant. So what we will do? Access the user policy or guest profile? We can decide. Authorization. Something which you will see in the live demo definitely. I can not only access or authorize the user, but I can also verify the sponsorship. So if you connect to my network, and I will give you my sponsor name, so I can approve your access to the network. Me as a sponsor for your end system, for you as an auditor for my network, or for you as a guest. And if I log out, all my sponsor accounts can be also logged out. If I'm not in the office, why my account, which I sponsored, should be active? Okay? Can be done. Yep, application provisioning. Kirill was mentioning the purview, the layer 7 visibility. Okay, we can work with that. We can specify that this user, for this user at that time, at that location, the business critical application will have higher priority than the rest. Okay? We can do that. Regarding the way how we configure it, it's a little bit more technical slide, but it does demonstrate the power and the options which we have. So we define something which is called role, like admin, employee, guest. For that role, we specify something which is called service. So, for example, employee is not able to do administration. Guest can do internet only. Employee with bring your own device does not have access to some internal resources. It is not only about stopping or allowing the traffic, it is also, and that's the most critical thing, about priority. I can have different priority for different users, for different profiles. So, how we configure it? We usually need some words from you. So, for example, I would like to have identity access management, that the salespeople will have access to SAP only from approved devices on the sales floor. Why not? So we create some table with those rules, and you can define what rights, what authorization, what location, what time will be done, will be allowed, what will not. That's all from the sales point of view, from the marketing and slides. And let's show that now. So this is the network which I have here. And on the list, I hope that you can read it somehow at least. On the list, I have devices which were in my network or which are in my network just now. Okay? So for each and every device, I will do refresh. You can see that the device is active, accepted, or disconnected. You can see, for example, that this device is in quarantine for some reason. We will go through that a little bit later. I see the information about last time when this device was in the network. I can see the information about IP address, about MAC address, the vendor, and here is the fingerprint. So I can see the host name like Android, like my workstation, my iPhone, my iPad, Boris' iPhone. Okay, so if someone needs the MAC address of Boris, this one is real. Okay, you see the device family and device type. So, okay, today, and it was also mentioned by the IDC, mainly Androids and Apples, right? But if you look at the history, I have, or not even the history, I have access point here on the wired part of the network. Okay, in the past, I have some Macs, Linux, Symbian, Amazon Kindle. Why not? It does have Wi-Fi. Okay, why not? One touch Fluke. Cool. I was not aware that this device does have Wi-Fi. It does, and it can connect. Okay, you have the information. And yeah, there was 1% of others, right? And I still see a lot of Blackberries, but not in the network. People are just using it. So yes, I had a BlackBerry last time, 2012, in my network. Okay? The next thing which we can see for each and every end system which did authorized or authenticated, I see the information about the username. Okay? So You can see we do support not only English language and English character set, we do support also Czech one and Polish and Russian, no problem at all. So if someone logs in and authenticates, we will see that. And again, just to express that, I do not care if it is guest account or internal person. One management, one database. Everything is in the same database, okay? If you look, then we see switch. So where the user is present. This is a wireless controller, this is a physical switch. You see the name of the switch because it's a network management. Network management does have the information about switches, right? About routers, access points. So you see the switch name, the switch location, the access point, the switch port. So access point number 3, this is the radio, and this is the SSID. So if you want to join me, no problem at all. This is the SSID, single SSID. And you can connect, and you will see that here online. It's not PowerPoint. PowerPoint is cool. PowerPoint works. And you will never crash the PowerPoint. PowerPoint, it works. That's the best operating system ever, right? Never have issues. So if it is wireless, you can see the access point name, the radio, SSID. If it is wired, you can see the port name. So if it is Cisco switch, you will see fast Ethernet /0/1 or gigabit, okay? If it is HP, you will see the port 1, port 2, port 3. If it is Extreme, you will see 1:3. That's the name of the port, how the operating system of the switch, how the iOS or XOS or the operating system in general does report that. Okay? Even with the names like or descriptions or aliases. The next thing which we see here is a profile. So that was exactly what I was showing on the presentation, the profile. Okay? So this device does have a guest access profile. Why? Because it is a registered guest. So someone who registered. This device does have a student profile. Why? Because it is a student who logged in on Captive Portal. I was talking about scalability, right? I was talking about the scalability from the smallest network, like 100 users, to the largest, which we have in Europe, 300,000 users. But the scalability also talks about the scalability of configuration, okay? Most weird deployment, which I met, is a nuclear research institute, which we have on the border between Czech and Germany. And this nuclear research institute does have 700 rules for 200 employees. Okay? They have different rules based on location. They have different rules based on the device type. They have different rules based on the user group. Okay? You can do that. You can manage it. And just think about that someone will do the stupid idea and will name those rules based on number. Okay? Then you will see the reason why this user is in the network, access granted, you will see the number 354. That's cool, right? It does not help. If I learn what is 354, tomorrow there will be another number, 376. I have no idea what's that. And that's user-friendly, right? You see registered guest, you see student on Captive Portal. This is the access point, IP phone device. That's the person which was on the IT conference. Of course, you can search, you can filter, no problem at all. If we go a little bit more to the right, you can see the risk. So for example, if I do the assessment, if I do the scan of the security status, I will have a result. So this guy has high risk, and these guys or those devices were not scanned. And this device is okay, that there is no risk. Okay? If we talk about risk, you can see also the score. So how big is the risk? That's my iPhone, that's student. Okay? So what do you see? You see the identity and access. So I'm a student 1, accepted in the network. I'm not managed by the MDM or something, so we don't have any custom data, so no phone number is here recognized. But I have the device identity, I have the location, I have the activity. So when I was first time connected, you see 927. Last time seen. Registration, how I registered. I do not do scan, as I mentioned in this network. That's Apple. I'm on this access point. This is the access point serial number. That is the SSID, the port, access point name, and the radio. Okay? Kirill was talking about purview, about applications. Okay? So I see top 5 applications which this user was using for last 1 hour. Okay? Now, let's go to the details for the end system. So if I go and scroll here, you see the history of my end system, what I was doing. So at the beginning, you see I was unregistered. Then I registered as a student. And look at that. I had some strange IP address here. So now imagine that someone is calling to the help desk, okay, and saying, hey, the network is down. Okay. I can see why the user thinks that the network is down. The network is not down. Network is not down at all. If I roam, for example, from one access point to another, or from one radio to another, from one SSID to another, you will see that here. So you can see that, for example, here I was on the radio which just ends with 09. And here I was on the radio which just ends with 01. So that's different radio. Okay? Why? Because at that time I was really far away. Okay? And I did not have the signal on the 5 GHz radio, so my phone was able to connect on 2.4. Change the radio. Maybe that's the reason why the user thinks that the network is slow. You have the visibility. Okay, so let's continue with the live demo on the tablet. Oh, okay. I forgot to show you something. Okay, so this is me, right? That's me. That's my IP address. That's my MAC address, and I am unregistered. Okay? On the same SSID as others, I am unregistered. So let's go to some web page, whatever. The network recognized that my tablet is in Czech, so it offers me the captive portal in Czech. Let's go through the process. So now, of course, everything is customizable. Okay? So you can have different colors, different text, based on location, for example. So if you are a university and you have a specific, let's say, department, okay? So that department can have completely different captive portal, completely different behavior under one management, comparing to the second department. Can be done with one management, okay? So in my case, I offer 2 options here. On the left side, you can log in with your own credentials. So you are an employee, for example. Okay? If you are an employee, you can connect with your own credentials. If you are not an employee, you can use the guest registration. And for guest registration, maybe you are social. I'm not social. My wife is social. If you are social, you can use Facebook registration. So you can log into Facebook, and then we will see, we as a company, we as owner of this network management will see contact details from Facebook. Okay? So I am an internal person. So I will go to this. And there is not only student, but there is also another account to be staff. That's very secure, right? You just see 1 letter from my password. That's cool. I like it. Okay, don't save it. Not now. Of course, I will read those instructions very carefully. I'll be the good guy. I will not attack anyone. Okay? And now I'm onboarded. I am in the network. Was it easy? Definitely better than waiting toward 3 minutes, right? So I am in the network. If I do refresh now, you see I am logged in as staff 1, and before I was unregistered, and now I have the profile staff. Okay? So again, let's look at the history now for my iPad. I was unregistered. Again, a strange IP address here was used by my device, okay? And now here I am a staff. For each and every aspect, for each and every status, what happened in the network, I have record for that. I can filter it, I can search, I can do whatever I want. It is in the database, so if I want to do that by SIEM to read those data, I can. Okay? So, search for that user on the map. I have only one access point here. So for triangulation, you need 3, right? So if I have one access point only, you see this one is down, but this one is up. So if I am with 3, it will be much better. I have only one, so the highest probability I am in this distance from the access point or that place, based on one management, right? I don't have wireless management, wired management, guest management, internal people management, virtual network management. I have one management. Let's go to the second phase of the onboarding. So I will onboard my computer. Okay? So now I will be wireless and register as a guest. Now what you can see is a guest portal for guests, and you can register. It's again fully customizable. So if you want to have here shoe size or color of your eyes or your preferred band, no problem at all. It's fully customizable. Okay? That's the sponsorship which I was talking about. Okay? Someone internal from the company needs to approve me or can approve me. Okay? Name, surname, maybe email, maybe telephone number. A use case which we have in Czech T-Mobile, the GSM operator. They do not care about name. They do not care about anything. They just ask for the GSM number. Then this system sends to the GSM number a PIN. And then the user will prove that this phone number is his. Maybe not on that device, but maybe on the phone. But he's using a tablet or computer. And because the T-Mobile in Czech is the GSM operator, from the GSM number, they know if it is employee or customer of someone else. Okay? And they can work with this information. Agree or apply different quality of service. Different VLAN, different access control lists. So let's go through the process now. Okay? In a few seconds, it will be done. And because I'm a guest now, I need to use something else to connect there. But it will look very, very the same. Okay? This is my computer now here. And system details. That's my name here. That's the guest access which I have on Windows. If I scroll to the right. Oh yeah, welcome to the network. Cool. So you see that I'm guest now on this access point and still on the same SSID. I was on different SSID in the past. On the same access point. Okay? Now, let's continue with the demonstration. So, if I took here, for example, I have my iPad, I have my Windows. I have two entities connected through the same access point, through the same SSID, and through the same radio, with different profile applied. Okay? So now let's prove what I'm talking, okay? So maybe the business critical application for me as a user is still a bit different than the business critical application for guest, definitely. Okay? On the same SSID, just look at the air here, how many SSIDs we have. Okay? I will talk in the next session regarding the wireless and how to design wireless. This is definitely not the correct way to do that. Okay? Which is here. Okay? Which is here is fine. I have one SSID and I have more entities. more different profiles. So back here, again, so I have 2 devices. Each of them does have different profile. So how to prove that different profile works different way? I have an application. This application is called eBits. You can download it from the Google Play or Apple Store. So no problem at all. It does exist also for wireless. So what this application is doing, it's simple. It just shows you the throughput of the wireless. Okay? I am a guest, and you can see that my throughput is something around 1 megabit. That's configured to have 1 megabit speed. Okay? Here, I'm not a guest. Here, I am a staff. So if I run it, you will see the green color, the green gouge here is going about 5 megabits, plus minus, okay? So the same SSID, the same access point, the same radio, different quality of service. We can do the different applications like allow telnet, not allow telnet, allow Facebook or not allow Facebook. But you know, to show you here telnet or SSH, that's not nice. Okay? Quality of service. You see 5 megabit, 1 megabit. If I do that on my iPhone, you will see another speed. But okay, time is ticking so fast. So look at one thing. This application is done the way that if the TCP session is dropped, or if the session is dropped, it will change the color. Okay? So before it was red one, now it's blue. Still the same throughput. So now imagine the flexibility. What if I am not a standard user, but I will pay for better service? Or I will move from one location to another location, and based on the location, I need to apply different quality of service. Or different profile, whatever. The same SSID, okay? So what I can do, I can search for my end system. I will change it to be elevated guest now, okay? For whatever reason. Maybe I change the profile, I'm not jailbroken anymore. Or opposite, I am jailbroken. So I want to change the profile on the fly. I can. So look at that. What will happen? Was I quick enough? Oops. Okay, so yeah, 20, you see 60 here. So let's go to change the scale to have maybe, okay, 100 will not be enough, 500. Okay, and now let's return here. So just now I'm running about 140, 100 to 150 megabits of speed. And this guy is still running 5. Why? This is internal person, high priority, business critical application. This is elevated guest. He will consume the rest, what is in the air available. Okay? And look at that. The color was not changed. I did not lose the TCP session. Okay? There was no interruption in the network. So if I am the business critical person and my business critical application is YouTube, the YouTube video will continue even if something else is not allowed now. I can do that. Okay? Now I have still 1 minute and a half. So let's return here. And now let's play the story that my role is a help desk. Okay? So someone called me and, hey, the network is down. Okay, calm down, the network is not down. So can you tell me your IP address? Okay. Can you tell me your Mac? Oh, I'm on Windows. Okay, cool. So what is your name? Okay, the name I know, right? Is there someone who does not know the name? Probably not, right? So I ask for the name, and I have the result. I have, in reality, 1, 2, 3, 4 devices. Okay? This one is a Windows connected to the access point. This access point is connected to this switch. Now, as I speak, it is gathering all the data. Okay? So in something like 30 seconds, this link should become green. Okay? The next one is my iPad. By the way, I logged in as staff 1, but PALA, that's my name, is part of the host name. Okay? The next one, it's my old iPhone. The next one is my old computer, which was connected through the wire. You see, the wire is not there anymore. Okay, so let's return back. I have the load of the speed. Hey, calm down. I see that you are connected on this SSID. I see that you are elevated guest. I see that you were first seen, last seen. I see that your signal strength is minus 58 dBm, and you are connected for 2 minutes already in the network. This is the amount of data which you transferred. The number of errors, number of packets. Okay, this is the information from the access point. 21 clients. Okay, still calm, still no problem. Unicast, that's, as I said, 30 seconds to update each and every information. So it takes some time to update that. Okay, interface details. I ran out of the time. You have the interface detail for the wire. You will have interface details for the wireless. So let's try this one. Okay, it's loaded already. So for the wireless, you have all those details, like the signal strength, the controller, access point, radio 1, radio 2. Access point history. Okay, not last 3 days. Let's try 24 hours. Oops, we have some peak here. You see wired and wireless bandwidth. Client history, the history of the client. So again, not last 3 days, but you see that I was connected yesterday and in the morning somewhere. And even more, just imagine that I'm really geek, okay? So what I can do, right click, real capture, start the real capture. Now my computer is connecting to the access point, and you see the data which is on the access point on the wired NIC card. Still not enough? Let's have it better, okay? So let's not go on the wired. Let's go on the 5 gigahertz radio. And you will see also beacons here. You will see probes. You will see everything which is in the air on that particular channel. The signal strength, there was something on 11. Block acknowledged. And now you can troubleshoot. Now if you are the helpless guy, you can really tell what is happening in the network. So this is a visibility which we provide for the network. That's what we can do. If you have questions, I will be in the lobby somewhere. I have another session in the afternoon, technical session about wireless. So thank you for your time, and thank you for the questions, if you will have some.